All right, this video is a little bit different because I'm actually doing this one before class, and I'm not doing it on the school computer. I'm doing it on my Microsoft Surface, so hopefully this will work out okay. Today we are going to be talking about finding perimeter of two-dimensional shapes, and we'll start off the definition of perimeter. It is the distance around a two-dimensional shape, and right off the bat, don't look down the separate line. Perimeter is the distance around a two-dimensional shape, and we can remember that by, if we think about what these words mean, peri, you think of like periscope. A periscope is something that you use to see around something. Peri means around. Meter actually means measurement, and so perimeter or perimeter means the measurement around. It is measured in linear units, meaning like inches, meters, centimeters, and so on. So let's take an example of that. Oops, went too far. Okay, so the distance around a two-dimensional shape is called the perimeter, and in this particular rectangle right here, we have all four sides shown. We have two of the sides are 5 centimeters, two of the sides are 15 centimeters, and so to get the perimeter of this shape, we simply add them up. We have 5 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 15 centimeters. That is all the way around, so you have 5 plus 15 plus 5 again plus 15, and if you add those all up, you get 40 centimeters. Okay. You might have heard the phrase like walking the perimeter. So that's one way to think of it, is you start in one place and you walk the perimeter all the way distance around to get back where you started from. Usually though, when you see a perimeter problem, if the shape that you're going to be finding the perimeter of is a rectangle, you're not going to get all the four sides shown. You're only going to get 2, but that's good enough because again, if this is a rectangle and we know this side is 5 centimeters, then we know this side is 5 centimeters. Sorry about the way this is writing on here. And the side opposite this is 15 centimeters. So we can simply do the same thing. We just fill in what we don't know and add them all up. This leads us to, all right, so I just want to stress on that. Usually this is the way, before I move on, this is the way that you're going to see it often with a rectangle. And we just need to keep in mind, we just need to remember the simple fact that it's the distance all the way around. So even though there's only 2 measurements shown, we go up here, we got to get back, so we have to know what this is and know what this is. Okay, so that's how you usually see rectangles shown. You might also see a square, and I'm going to do my best to draw a square. Pretend that's a perfect square. And you might see only one side shown, so let's say that one is 4 centimeters, and we know that the perimeter of this one is 16 because it's 4, 4, 4, 4. Again, make sure we're thinking about distance around when we're talking about perimeter, okay? Distance around, so that would be 16. Okay, this leads us to the formula for finding the perimeter, which is that the perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So in this case, the length is 5 centimeters, so it's 2 times 5, plus the width is 15 centimeters, so it's 2 times 15, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 15 is 30, and so we get 40 centimeters. Okay, so that is using the formula for finding perimeter. And again, we could do the same thing if we had a square and they only gave us 1, and let's say this was 6. It's still the same thing. This is 6, this would be 6, so it would be 2 times 6 plus 2 times 6. All right, so that is how to find the perimeter. If you know the sides, you can either add them all up or use 2 times length plus 2 times width. Another problem that you might see, though, is where, oh, sorry, I'm skipping ahead of myself. I forgot I had this page first. You also might get it like this, where you don't even see the shape itself and you just have the numbers. It's no different in this case. If the length is 4 and the width is 8, we're just doing the same thing again here. 2 times 4, in this case it's meters, plus 2 times 8, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 times, oops, sorry, 2 times 8 is 16, and so 8 plus 16 is 24 meters. Okay, so you can do it even if you don't see the shape. As long as you know the length and the width, and you remember that you have to multiply them both by 2. All right, so now the last thing is that sometimes you will get the perimeter and you have to find a missing side. And there are 2 places that students get confused with this all the time. We know that the perimeter is 50, so we know if I were to start here and go all the way around, that distance is going to be 50 inches. So how do I figure out what the missing side is? Okay, I just want to erase all that. Okay, in other words, I already know what this side is. This is 8 inches. And I should have written this because you would normally see like this. You would see a line there with a question mark or something. Or it would just say W equals. Okay, what you're looking for here is what is the missing side. We don't know what this side is here. Okay, so the way we figure it out is, again, just to use the same formula. It's 2 times length plus 2 times width. So we know this is 8, and we know this is 8, so that is 16. So we can subtract 16 from 50, and that is going to give us 34. Now we have to be really careful here because 34 is not our answer. 34 is the distance around, not including this, which we took away, and this, which we took away. 34 is this side plus this side. So we have to divide that 34 by 2, so we know that this side is 17 and this side is 17. Okay, and so if we double check that and add those back up again, 17 plus 17 is 34. 8 plus 8 is 16, so 34 plus 16 gets us back to our 50. Okay, so again, just to recap that really quickly, if we know that the distance all the way around is 50, we know this side is 8 and this side is 8, we have to subtract that 16 from the 50, and then whatever's left, divide by 2 to find out what each of those sides are. And those are pretty much all the types of problems you're going to see for now in terms of perimeter.